meeting. Good and bad. At this time, I'd like to read the open public meeting. As presiding officer of this regular session of the Board of Commissioners of the Town of West York, held on January 21st, 2015 at 7 p.m., I do hereby publicly announce and I direct this announcement shall be placed in the minutes of this meeting that notice of the requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by the Board of Commissioners in a resolution dated and adopted on November 24th, 2014. Said resolution was transmitted by the town clerk to the Jersey Journal and the Bergen Record and publicly posted on the municipal bulletin board in the town hall and filed with the town clerk. At this time, we'll call the roll. Commissioner Frias. Commissioner Vargas. Commissioner Wiley. Mayor Roque. At this time, in agreement with the commission at the work session, we'd like to move Resolution 1, the appointment to fill an unexpired term of Commissioner Rodriguez, to a vote at this time. So I ask for a motion and a second. Motion. Motion and a second. Call the roll. Or let me read the resolution. Whereas Commissioner Caridad Rodriguez resigned effective 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, 2014, and whereas a vacancy exists in the membership of the governing body, and whereas the mayor and commissioners of the town of New York, pursuant to NJSA 40A-16-14, have the power to fill a vacancy in the membership of the governing body for the remainder of the term, and whereas the mayor and commissioners seek to appoint Gabriel Rodriguez, residing at 6600 Boulevard East, West New York, New Jersey, as commissioner of the town of West New York, commencing January 21st, 2015, until May 19, 2015, to fill the remainder of the term of Caridad Rodriguez. And now therefore be it resolved that the commissioners do hereby appoint Gabriel Rodriguez as commissioner of the town of West New York, commencing January 1st, or January 21st, 2015 until May 19, 2015. I have a motion and a second. Call the roll. Commissioner Frias.
Yes.
Commissioner Vargas.
Yes.
Commissioner Wiley.
Abstain.
Mayor Roque.
Yes.
Appointed. Congratulations, Commissioner Rodriguez. To administer the oath of office and make his comments accordingly.
I just wanted to say before I get started, Congressman Alvin Sears wanted to be here, because Gabriel works very close with him, and so did Carrie Rodriguez. Congressman is in Washington, and he actually told me recently to tell you congratulations. Carrie also told me to let you know that she's extremely proud of you. She says we're like her son, so that's a beautiful word. So repeat after me, please. Raise your right hand. I, Gabriel Rodriguez, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Commissioner of of the Board of Commissioners for the Town of West New York, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. I think you got to sign something first. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say a couple of words of the Commissioner Rodriguez. With more than a decade of experience in New Jersey government and political affairs, Mr. Gabriel Rodriguez presently serves as the field representative and campaign finance director for Congressman Alvio Series in New Jersey 8th Congressional District. As a dedicated professional, Gabriel works with local leadership, grassroots organizations, and members of the community with a first-hand understanding of what it takes to make government work for its residents. Having worked for stateside notables such as Governor James E. McGreevey, Governor John S. Forsyth, and the United States Senator Robert Menendez, as co-director of the Latino-based outreach campaign, he offers a strong and influential voice in political and community affairs. This experience has enabled him to build an extensive political network to benefit the needs of the community. The son of educators, Gabriel has a passion for public service in his community. He's a volunteer storybook reader for West New York Public Schools, a participant in the annual West New York Senior Citizen Thanksgiving Turkey distribution, and a member of La Unidad Latina, Lambda Epsilon Lambda Fraternity. A product of West New York Public Schools, Gabriel received his Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology from New Jersey City University and an executive master's degree in business administration from the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Gabriel lives in West New York with his wife, Amy, and his stepdaughter, Scarlett. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor. Absolutely. I didn't know if it was appropriate to say something now. I didn't want to interrupt the agenda. I'll be brief. Let me just say that it makes me very happy to see so many friendly faces here today. I did not expect to see so many people, and so that's very humbling. And I say that for two reasons. One is because it allows for me to share this moment with the people around me, and number two, it allows for me to say what I think are the two most important words that a person can to say in life, and that is thank you. You know, a lot of people have helped me along the way, and so to share this moment is very important to me. I want to thank my family. My number one team is here. My parents, who are educators in town, public servants, have always taught me the value of community and giving back. And my sister, my best friend, and my wife for the mission of love. I obviously want to thank Congressman Series for always supporting me, his mentorship, and for his friendship. And of course, I want to thank the mayor and the commissioners for allowing me the opportunity to, again, serve my community. So I humbly accept it. Very happy. Thank you.
Okay, on to business. The next item on the agenda is payment of the claims. Motion, please. Motion is second. Commissioner Frias?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez? Commissioner Vargas? Yes. Commissioner Wiley?
No.
Commissioner Roquette?
Yes.
I just want to make a comment in regards to this, with the payment claims. Again, I'm very upset about the money that's being spent on advertising. You know, in the previous administration before this election, I remember you fighting so hard about him blowing thousands and thousands of dollars on advertising, which I don't see where it is or what it's for, or just a holiday greeting or whatever it may be. But another $8,000 again this month. Last month there's another $40,000 to facilities. You know, I think the money's being spent carelessly for whatever reason. I understand it's election year, but this is becoming a disgrace. Just alone from the past probably 6 months, I mean, we got to be close to $100,000 that we paid. Okay, so I urge you very much to stop spending. The last thing that we need to do in this town, especially the taxpayers, is spending money on things that really don't matter. Advertising is not where the money should be spent. Okay, it should be spent back to the community, back to the people. There's been plenty of situations here that we are bleeding here in West Indiana.
If I may add to that comment, Commissioner Whitey, I don't know if you were looking at the bills list from the month before last. I believe that the $40,000 you're referring to is back paid from prior months. So it's not just one payment of $40,000.
It's not back pay. So
It was from.
bring up the
before.
situation again. Forsaker's acting as a campaign manager and also being paid through the town. Again, $4,000
Just
a
want to
month.
clarify the numbers.
Well, it's not clear, because even in the summer, there was even bigger bills being paid to him again. Another $20,000. The spending, I still see this as a conflict of interest. This guy acting as his campaign manager and also being paid through the town. And I've always questioned that fact. What is he being paid for? When does it stop when he walks out the door? Is he campaigning for Roquette for mayor, or is he working for the town? That's where I have the difficulty here. I can't see the difference. And it's a waste of money, spending the taxpayers' money. And it's already, we've heard enough here.
Commissioner Law, just to remind you, the last two commissioners' meetings, where Mr. Sprinsky addressed that issue with you and gave you direction how to report. Thank you, Mr. Webb.
Okay, moving along, we went through the financial report during the work session, and communications were also given at that time. There are no proclamations to be considered this evening, so we're moving on to the adoption of the consent agenda, which speaks to the issue of the resolutions. Therefore, I'll go to the resolutions. For the consent agenda, Resolution 1 has already been acted upon. Resolution R2 designating the appointment of Commissioner Rodriguez to the Director Commissioner Rodriguez to the Director of Public Works. R3 is repealing adopted handicap parking space at 230 67th Street. R4, the repealing of a handicapped parking space at 656th Street. R5 is the refund of overpayment and taxes. R6, refund of redemptions. R7, refunds of premiums. R8, authorization of tax collectors to cancel tax on real estate property at Block 155, Lot 11. R9, correction of tax correction. R10 is a tax correction. R11 and 12, all tax corrections. These are all ministerial resolutions that must be considered by the commission. R13 is authorization to seek a fair and open process for compliance with pay-to-play statutes for the retention of animal control shelter. This is the second occasion. R14 is the approving a strategic plan for funding from the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse for the next fiscal year, 2014 through 19. R15 is approval of the contract for EMS charts of provisions. This is for ambulance patient fees that are charged by the EMS. Resolution 16 is authorizing the purchase of 2 dump trucks, equipped with salt spreaders and plows. R17 has been removed from the agenda at my request. R18 is the appointment of Clara Brito Ferreira as a member of the West New York Planning Board. R19 is support and authorization of an application for the Sustainable New Jersey Small Grants Program funded by the Department of Health. And R20 is designation of Commissioner Ruben Vargas as Director of Public Affairs. That's the consent agenda. Do I have the motion on it? Yes.
I decided to be abstaining on
R2 and R20. All right, so the consent agenda will be R3 through R19. We'll hold out R3, R2, and R20 for a separate vote. Do I have a motion? This is R3 through R19. Commissioner Frias.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez. Yes. Commissioner Vargas. Yes. Commissioner Wiley. Yes. Commissioner, Mayor Roquette.
Yes.
All right. Vote now is on R2 and R20. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. Commissioner Frias.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
Commissioner Vargas. Commissioner Wiley.
Abstain.
Mayor Roquette.
Yes.
That concludes the consent agenda. We're moving on to ordinances. Ordinance 1, this is for a public hearing and final adoption of R20. This is ordinance repealing Chapter 53 of the Code of the Town of West New York, titled Insurance Fund Commission. Do I have a motion to open the public meeting?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? By the way, you can do that. All right, I did. All right. We are now open for public session on the ordinance R 2014 repealing Insurance Fund Commission. Anybody have any comments? There being no comments, I ask for a motion to close the open session, public session. Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? None. And I have a motion now to adopt ordinance 2014. Motion, and we have a second. Commissioner Frias.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez. Commissioner Vargas. Commissioner Wiley.
Yes.
Mayor Roquette.
Yes.
All right. Ordinance 02 on the agenda is an ordinance amending Chapter 93 of the Code of the Town of West New York regarding salaries and compensations to implement salary agreement based on collectively bargained agreement. This is a public session. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
Motion, I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. We're now in open session concerning ordinance 02/2114. Any comments?
Patrick Collins, 72 67th Street, West New York. I have a question first, maybe it might not apply to this ordinance. Does this ordinance have to do with the commissioner's salaries?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that was my concern.
Thank you. Any other comments? A motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion to adopt ordinance 2.
Motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Commissioner Frias.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez. Yes. Commissioner Vargas. Yes. Commissioner Wiley.
Yes.
Mayor Roquette.
Yes.
so 2 is adopted. Ordinance 3, this is an introduction. There is no discussion. It's simply introducing the title of an ordinance. The public hearing will be at the next commission meeting. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 135, Building and Construction Standards, Article 4, Limitation on Construction Hours. And it prohibits construction in the town of West New York during specific hours. The recommended ordinance was amended during the work session to allow for work allowed on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Do I have a motion to introduce? Motion. Motion, we have a second. Any comments? Commissioner Frias?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez? Yes. Commissioner Barton? Yes. Commissioner Wiley? Yes. Mayor Roper?
Yes.
Commissioner ordinance number 3 is now introduced. Again, the public hearing will be on that at the next commission. This time, this satisfies the agenda up, except for the privilege of the floor. This time, this is an opportunity for citizens to address the board. Each person is limited to 5 minutes. Rest assured, I will count you. No person will be shall be permitted to speak more than one regular term. Who wants to go first? Come up, state your name and address. Director.
Linda Kellerman, 6600 Boulevard East.
Spell your last name, please.
Kellerman. I have a question about the hours. I got a little confused. They're allowed to work, construction is allowed on Saturdays between 7 and 4? Or is prohibited?
7 and 4.
7 and 4. Now, if there's anything unsafe that happened, is there somebody from the building code department available to,
Right now, there's no restrictions, so that's.
oh, so you're making it a little bit more restrictive?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a good idea because of all the, from what I've found out, unsafe things that have been going on in construction and other violations. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, I have a question about campaign contributions. We have an election season, and I'm also a candidate for this office of commissioner. I'm running independent. And we have 2 major candidates with their slates represented by commissioners. I'd like to know if, in the spirit of transparency and honesty, if both major candidates would agree that perhaps, while it's no problem for people to donate to the candidate or slate of choice, that no favorable actions occur in this town, be it promotions, be it any type of contracts awarded from any people that give contributions, because it might be considered a quid pro quo. Is there any possibility? Now, I realize that both candidates have already received donations up to now. But I'm saying from this date going forward, could we possibly have a moratorium on political contributions being perhaps parlayed into a favor for a favor, quid pro quo, getting a contract or getting a favored promotion? The money should not be the driving force. The driving force should be the needs of the people of this town. I think that even though the Supreme Court has decided in Citizens United, I think that we could take the moral high road and say that it might not be above board if candidate X gives $500 to candidate A and candidate Z doesn't give any money to candidate A. Candidate A wins and then candidate X gets the contract. I have a problem with that. So can we take the money aspect out of it? Do we have any feedback at all?
Mr. Cullen, we thank you for your discussion and your statement.
I'm sorry, that was a non-response to my question. I will say this, I did have a conversation with Mr. Sperinci, who you do work for, and he assured me that he has not given, his firm has not given any money to the incumbents here, and I take him at his word, and I respect his integrity on that subject. But for you to give me a non-answer, I don't really appreciate the non-sincerity of your response. And I was actually directed to the government body. So we elected the government body. So can anyone possibly give me any of their input on this? Is it okay for people to just contribute money and then expect to get a contract, even maybe they're not the most qualified people to get that contract, but because they gave money to the winning people, whoever they may be, that they get the contract? I don't think that's fair.
Mr. Cullen, just so we're clear, I answered you with respect to what you asked the members. You didn't ask me anything about the firm, so I won't get into discussions about what you and Mr. Scrins are talking about.
Right, you thanked me for my response, but didn't answer my question.
During the public session, you don't have to answer every question. This is your opportunity to make a statement of purpose.
It would be refreshing, considering the fact that we are in an election season. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Franklin Delano Roosevelt and his 4 freedoms, but one of the 4 freedoms is the 4 freedoms of public speech. And Norman Rockwell did a great portrait of that. Perhaps some people in the audience are familiar with that. A man standing up and voicing his opinion. I could get a better response from a parrot asking a parrot a question, which of course does not have the give and take and the vocal speech parameters and the intelligence to be able to respond to my questions. I don't need any legal doublespeak on your part as the representative, legal representative. I just need some intestinal fortitude, someone to step up to the plate and perhaps agree that maybe we're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for this campaign. Probably $1 million was spent in 2011. What are these people getting in response for this, okay? I think people are going to be bombarded with literature on all sides here, and maybe 90% of it's not going to be true. So why can't someone step up to the plate and say, we're not going to allow carpetbag developers who want to have influence over this board and accept their contributions. We're going to stop urban gentrification. Jersey City is actually going to surpass Newark in population next year. And in my lifetime, the population of Newark used to be around 600,000 people, and Jersey City was the second, number 2. Now it's going to surpass. That's because of urban gentrification. Because the factories are no longer there. We're getting tax abatements to the people that are coming over from New York City. And they're not losing their title to their deed because they're paying payments in lieu of taxes. But when our taxes went up five years ago, my wife could have lost her house if she didn't pay her taxes. That's unconscionable. And we shouldn't be giving out the treasure of prime real estate to developers. That's the only point I'm trying to make. And I'm not going to get an answer. I'm not going to get an answer. But I hope you'll consider voting for my candidacy. Thank you.
Please state your name and address.
Umberto Ortega, 6040 Kennedy Boulevard, Roger 29G, and 07093. Can you hear me now? Following up on Patrick's remarks, I'd like to offer a suggestion, okay? In another 3 months or 2 months, you're all going to have an opportunity to file tax returns. One for the feds and one for Christie, okay? And at the end of that return, you're going to find a little check mark that you can check to see, to designate X amount, I forget whether it was $1 or $3, for a gubernatorial or federal election fee. How about allowing the residents, or offering the residents the opportunity to designate $1, $2, or $3 the taxes that we pay the town, so that we can have a campaign fund, and let's not have all these super PACs, little PACs, mini PACs, no Citizens United, transparency, like Patrick has requested. How about it? Comments? Anybody?
We also thank you for your statement.
Thank you for, I hope, listening.
Thank you. Next person wishing to address the board, please state your name and address.
Joshua Breaksfield, 6701 Kennedy Boulevard East. And I just want to point out, I wasn't really even going to take the time to comment tonight, but since there's been some talk about the election on the horizon, and there's a lot of excitement about this upcoming election, at least among the people that I associate with, it just brings a couple of matters to mind. First off, I represent an organization we've been working very hard for, and also to enlarge, for about 3.5 years now. It's called Concerned Citizens. You can find this concerned-citizens.net. And we have members down by the waterfront. We have members, I would say the majority of our membership is focused around the Boulevard East area, but we have members from all over. We have West Side and all over town. We started out, and I think the first time that I met with you, Mayor Roque, we had about 200. I was very proud to say we had about 200 in our membership, and now we've just gone over 1,000. Thank you. And we're very much concerned about quality of life issues. But there's one issue particularly that we focused on, and that's development, which seems to be rampant in town. And particularly the Meridian proposal, which is over on the corner of 67th and Boulevard East. At the last commissioners meeting, Mayor Roque, you made appointments to the zoning board, and agree or not about the credentials of those appointments. You are the person that actually seats those members of that very, very important board. And my comments is just simply this, is that a lot of people are really watching, and this is a proposal that will cause substantial detriment to the residents who live on that part of town. And that determination, which is imminent, it will either be in January or February, is going to really sway the way that people are going to be voting down the line. And so I hope that all the commissioners will be aware of this issue, which I think is probably foremost on the minds of the people that are living on that side of town. And just bear in mind that this is of absolute importance to the people there and all over town, and that this will be considered when the election rolls around.
Anyone else? Please state your name and address.
Rick Solaris, 6602 Lincoln Place, West New York. I'd like to start by saying I've been living in West New York since 1969. And Mayor Roque stole the thunder of some of the things I was going to say. I want to commend Mayor Roque, Commissioner Vargas, Commissioner Frias, and Commissioner Wiley on your selection of Gabriel. Gabriel comes from a family of public servants, as you said. Both of his parents are teachers. His sister's a teacher. They're an integral family, and they have obviously passed on to their children their values. And the vast experience that Gabriel will bring to this board, I think is going to be incredible, with the experiences that the mayor had already mentioned, having worked both at the federal, state, and even local levels. I think that he has certain connections with people outside of West New York. Sometimes relationships go a long way. You have a relationship with someone and they know who you are, they tend to treat your need a little different. So I commend you again on your choice. Thank you.
Name and address.
Rafael Cruz, 527 61st Street. I know everybody's excited. Rafael Cruz. C-R-U-C. I know we're all very excited about this election, and as you can see, Patrick is very concerned about money. Me too. I think I talked to a lot of citizens over here, and some of them have like a petition, a silent petition, They don't want you to run, Dr. Roque, because you're gonna buy this election. You have the money, and you have done a horrible job. You know, you and your puppets over here have done a horrible job. So I'm begging you on behalf of these people, don't run. Help the town, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else, please?
ARISTY 635 61st Street. Now, first thing I want to ask everybody here, who living in this town at least since 1998? Can you raise the hand?
1970.
I just wanted up before 1998. Okay, thank you. I come in many times to these meetings, but most of the time, this is waste time here because people coming to complain and to expose problems, but they never come with solutions. It's good to come in here and grab all the hot potatoes and try to find the solution together. Everybody here has different minds and different opinions. Everybody in work wants to do the best. Maybe I chose the wrong way, but that's the life. We have to be professional. We have to be men, gentlemen, and talk about how we can solve problems together. I remember that together we can. That is good. Everybody can speak whatever they want. But if you have, you remember, since 1998, and we're talking here many times for a lot of things, and we forget something. The most, for me, is the most important, the safety we have in this town. Since 1999, I want you to remember we had all the type of gangs here. The Nieta, Trinitarios, DDP, Boulevards, branch from Block from Nua, branch for Latin Kings from Nua, Hudson Avenue. You can walk over there after 11, after 10 o'clock at night time. People here never recognize and say something about our West New York police here. And that today, this town, if you read the paper, or newspaper, is one of the most safety towns in New Jersey.
Thank you to the police.
You go Jersey City, Greenville, Heights, gonna have a lot of problems. We focus also always here in attack the commissioner, whatever it is. So we have to work together. If they spend money in the wrong way, we gotta teach it. We don't get anything here fighting each other because all the time they divided their own effort. Everybody is a very good and very nice person here. Commissioner Wiley, Commissioner Frias, Commissioner Vargas, and now Gabriel. I know him for many times. He does very, very good service in that office of there by Manito. And Dr. Roque, I know him for Dr. Roque make surgery free. We have to choose the good thing here, guys. Election coming, we have to choose the best. We have to choose the best, guys. I mean, my point here is, we all have the feeling fight all the time. Remember, we can walk now, safety, nighttime. I remember all the time our West New York police. That's my point today. Thank you.
I saw the letter that you sent today to the election meeting. And I was very excited to see that you officially decided to run. I've been a resident of New York for over 15 years. I have my daughter through the school system here. And so, I mean, it was good to see that you're running again. But a couple of things that you said sort of got my attention. I was wondering if I could ask you a couple of questions.
I just want to make it very clear that you're certainly allowed to make statements and make comments, but I do not want this to turn into a campaign posture. Just that we
Can I ask a question? As a voter, undecided voter. So at some point you said that you want to keep improving schools. And my question is, you as a mayor, what can you do to improve schools in West New York? I mean, I remember when Mr. Fauto announced his retirement, you said you were going to conduct a national search for a new superintendent. So I was wondering, you as a mayor, what can you do to improve schools? And you also in the interview said something about expanding recreation. I was wondering what have you done in the last 4 years to help the recreation programs in West New York?
First, it's a good question. I am an educator, gone to college, medical school, and throughout a lot of residency, a lot of training. I'm extremely proud of all the teachers in West New York. We are getting one of the best educations there is in the country. And what I'm trying to do is empower the teachers to be able to teach. Instead of having the politics interfere with the teaching. So in a way, have you seen we put in good people on those boards so they can actually are able to guide our children into a better future. And that's what we're doing. There was a mention also about crime. I don't take credit for that. I give my commissioners, including Commissioner Wiley, because we all had a dream 4 years ago when we started, and that dream was to lower taxes, which so far, I'm going to say that there's no other municipality in the state that has raised taxes 0.1 or close to that, 0% tax increase within the last 3 years. So, however way we have done it, but I'm not taking credit for that. Again, Commissioner Wiley's dream, he's keeping his word. Commissioner Frias is keeping her word, Carrie Rodriguez, and Commissioner Vargas. This is all a big team trying to find a solution. Yes, we were new. We had no knowledge of what politics was all about. This was my first time being involved in politics. Yes, we have made mistakes, but guess what? It hasn't cost taxpayers money, which is great. Taxes have been stable. The crime has been going down. You notice brand new parks. So we're doing our best, and we're going to continue.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you bring the money issue up, because you also said in the interview that you want to stay stream of capital improvements. And I don't know if have you taken a look at what the outstanding debt for the town of West New York was before you were elected mayor?
Mr. Buckets, the VA can tell you that answer, and I don't know if Marcia Sharon is here. Yes, there is debt.
Because I have it right here.
Okay.
So before you became mayor, the debt was $37 million for 199,582. That was in 2012. So right now the debt is the outstanding debt is $47 million, 873,976. So that means since you took office, the debt has been increased by a little bit over $10 million. So I was wondering, where has that money gone? Like, what happened in the last 4 years that the debt increased so much?
I'm going to say that a lot of money is having to borrow, including now capital improvement, new salt trucks, new equipment to make sure that the residents get what they pay for. It costs money. It's not cheap to run a municipality. This is a big business. It's a $78 million budget. So we need to borrow, and we need to, it's like a regular business. You need to invest in the infrastructure. I'm going to say that our infrastructure was very weak, and we're trying to revamp the whole infrastructure, make it better. Brand new police vehicles, and I have my director, Director Antelos is there. He can tell you, brand new vehicles, brand new EMS vehicles we're getting. Now we're working on DPW. And that, by the way, that wasn't my initiative, that was Commissioner Wiley's idea when he was the DPW director. He knew there was a problem, and we're trying to fix the problem. Listen, credit's gotta be given where credit is due.
There's a lot of mistakes here, yeah, and the mistakes did cost the town a lot of money.
Exactly.
So you did make a comment saying it did cost the town. The reality is there is bleeding going on here. Administration was one problem for the past 3.5 years. A lot of political nonsense went on here for many years. Whether or not there should have been some level of maturity on your part as being a mayor, I feel for you sometimes when you say you're right, you know what you're doing. And whether you learned something in these 3 years, I don't know, but the town needs to move in a positive direction. There is an enormous amount of debt. You know, budget deficits were filled with tax abatements. That's the reality here in West End, what happened in the past 3 years. It's okay, you accept it, you did it, and it is what it is. But we have to move forward. Every town does need people that know what they're doing, they're confident in what they're doing, and they're gonna take this town to where it should go. That's my feeling. It's good, be honest, just open up.
And I agree with you. So, listen, again, when you go to medical school, you go to residency, they teach you how to operate. You just don't go into the surgical center and start operating. You learn from your college, you know, you do one, you teach one, and then you go ahead and practice. And that's how this is all about. And I'm gonna tell you, I have learned to be the mayor. It hasn't been easy, but I gotta tell you, I'm blessed to be surrounded by great commissioners, great administrator, and a great town.
It was 4 years of learning, and now if you work for you again, 4 years of practicing.
All you have to say is look at the results. And the
All right.
results are 0 taxes, crime is down, there's brand new parks, not bad.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Michael Brett, P-A-R-E-K-H, 6507 Hudson Avenue, West New Jersey. I normally come up here to complain. I got one complaint and 2 compliments this time. One complaint is in front of McDonald's on 51st Street. Did we open up ice rink or?
I tell you, it was a bust of life. We're working on it. The cold weather just prevents the repair. But it is, it's not a nice one.
No, my only concern is it's by fire hydrant, God forbid there's a fire.
Absolutely, I agree.
And my 2 compliments are, West New PD, I spoke with director, the detectives back there. They did increase where I told them to. And the other compliment is West New EMS. My mom fell, thinking I worked in home EMS. They treated her like their own parents, took her for proper medical care. So that's how
I'm going to say, yes, and thank you. We're very extremely proud of Director Antelos. He's taking the police department into new heights. The police department are doing great today. We hired 5 new recruits. They go into the academy. I can only say wonderful things about our police department. Also DPW, they did a fantastic job. Angelito's here. We had national coverage during the ice storm. They were out there.
That's one, another one we just remembered.
You have a complaint or a
complaint?
Okay, go ahead, go for it.
Hudson Avenue, I saw the plow go by once, salted once, and that's it after that.
I tell you, we're doing our best, we got it, we're buying brand new equipment.
So, the snowstorm this weekend, is it gonna be used or?
We got enough people out there, so we're ready. Thank you for your comments.
I'm Clara Brito Herrera, 6312 Jackson Street, Spain. Good evening, Mayor, Board of Commissioners. I'm here because I would really like to commend you, first of all, on your selection of your new commissioner to finish out Commissioner Rodriguez's term. I've known this family for as long as I can remember, and they have served this community at length. I have been a resident here for 50 years, so I can say that. I thank you again for having trusted me that I will continue to service this town in the planning board. Thank you very much, although it's sometimes difficult, but it gives me great pleasure to be able to give back to my community. And most of all, I really want to thank you for acknowledging our excellent education system. We have many understand what we have to do day in and day out, and they deserve the recognition you just gave them. Thank you. This is a very nice night to be sitting here, and I'd like to congratulate again Commissioner Rodriguez and his family on this appointment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Francisco Ferrero, 23 Henry Street, Sayreville, New Jersey. I wasn't going to say much tonight. I was debating whether I even come up and speak, but I felt I have to. First, to congratulate Mr. Rodriguez and wish you the best of luck. I don't know you and your family, but I've seen you around, and I hear nothing but great things about you and your family, incredible things about your dad. So I'm glad to see the progression that you are making. Mr. Wiley, how could you abstain on such a qualified individual? This man has experience. This is what we want for progression for Westinghouse, correct?
Right. I didn't know he was until I got a class.
It didn't take more than 5 minutes just from giving his resume to see how qualified he is. You know, and on that same subject, I just like to say, Mr. Wiley, I agree with you 100%. You know, I was one of the most outspoken ones here about all the problems Westinghouse was having. But a lot of changes have happened. Mr. Watkins, super qualified business administrator. Mr. Lindsay Pablo Fonseca, qualified people that have a proven track record of taking cities forward. Progression's happening. The division right now is you, sir. If you were, you know, I asked many times some of your running mates, in particular Mr. Ralph Sanchez, hey, I think you'll be a better candidate. Why don't you run? And he shuts me up. The first time I asked him, he used a church verse because he is a pastor. I couldn't recite the church verse that he said to me, but basically what he said to me was, you took him by the hand and you're bringing him there. And he can't betray that. He has to wait his turn. It's your turn now, hopefully in the future it'll be his turn, because that's his loyalty. And it was a Bible phrase that he said, I can't recite it. This is the man that put you there. This man spent millions of dollars of his money to help you get there. Now if you wanted what's best for Westinghouse, now that we are having progression, why are you being the division? I don't believe that, Mr. Wiley. The solution's here. There's incredible people here. We're ready to go now. Why, if you have solutions and you have ideas, why wait until you're mayor? Why not work as a team and wait your turn as loyalty? Thank you. Have a great night.
Sheila Dunn, just for the record, my great-grandmother, we're over 100 years in Western, so pretty good here, I think. I just want to say something. I was the crossing guard at 204. Sometimes you're so busy you don't realize where there's hidden money that is wasted. The crossing guards and all the public servants have uniforms. We're paying for cleaners, and we don't need it. I'm working there 7 years. I never brought my clothes down there to be washed. I washed them myself. Wouldn't it be good if somebody sees what we are paying down there? I would say, here's your clothes, wash them yourself. That's all we need, and save all that money that we're paying for the washing and everything.
Nobody else? Motion to close the public session?
Motion.
Motion to close the second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. That concludes our agenda. I'll accept the motion to adjourn. Motion and second. All in favor, say aye. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.